Wendy Williams has finally lifted the curtain on who really pulls the strings in Hollywood and how speaking out against abuse can get you silenced. Long before the public even suspected, stars like Katt Williams, Jim Carrey, and Dave Chappelle foresaw the industry's dark side. They warned that Hollywood elites won't hesitate to target your career, your reputation, or even your family if you dare to expose their secrets.
Is a horrible person to me. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's the way he moves with other people. You know what I'm saying? And what's going on with these other people at my apartment in Miami? What are you doing? Oh, you spent on what? And what is going on at Wells Fargo?
Investigators digging into the Epstein files revealed shocking connections between Epstein and some of the most powerful executives in Hollywood and the music industry. Figures like Sean Diddy Combs have been linked to some of the darkest activities imaginable. And the message to anyone who questions them is clear. Cross them and your career, or even your place in the industry, could vanish overnight. Remarkably, these warnings haven't been hidden. They've been broadcast openly for years, if anyone was paying attention.
They work for us. We have the power. We decide what's hot. If we don't go, nobody goes. If we don't support, nobody supports. We control what's cool. We control what's hot. We control what your kids listen to, what they dance to. We control what's in video games. We control how they wear their pants, sag their pants. We control everything.
Countless victims have come forward to reveal the abuse they endured while working in Hollywood. Directors, producers, and top music executives often demanded that young actors and models sacrifice their integrity and self-respect just to survive in the industry. Figures like Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, and Sean Diddy Combs spent decades exploiting underage minors, and shockingly, almost no one stepped in to stop or report them. The system itself is structured to protect those at the top, leaving the vulnerable with nowhere to turn.
Had me over to the house of where these perpetrators in this ring kind of basically started. They'd pull me away for their threat sessions and tell me they have gaydar, they have this. At the end of the day, if you don't keep the members of this group happy, we control Hollywood, we can eliminate you, we will eliminate you. Threat after threat after threat. At the house it was, I mean, I've had put in drinks, I had liquor poured down my throat from being where there were rules in the house of no swimsuits, no clothes out by the pool area. I was numerous times in that house by numerous individuals, various types of sex, all throughout that house. It was just something, you were like a piece of meat to these people, and they'd pass you around between them. It was, if I could define what that house was, it's evil.
Wendy Williams was the undisputed queen of daytime talk shows, captivating audiences with her bold personality, unfiltered commentary, and fearless approach to topics other hosts wouldn't touch. At the peak of the Wendy Williams show, her Hot Topics segment made celebrities nervous. Nothing was off limits. But behind the scenes, insiders say Wendy was forced into a mental health facility and subjected to harsh treatments, all because she dared to reveal the truth about Sean Diddy Combs. Long before any official investigations, Wendy had already recognized the dark side of the man behind the music and the fame.
A series of depositions that not only prove that she's being held against her will, but also threaten to dismantle the Hollywood PR ring's sinister web of coercion and control. We've got the tapes, and they're shocking. It's clear that Wendy is currently living in fear for her life. They're locking up a mentally stable woman who holds incriminating evidence against some of the world's most powerful people, and they're doing it in broad daylight in front of the entire world.
Wendy Williams is locked in a room in an assisted living facility in New York. That's her. The only way I could interview her was to have a camera in the street, because we can't get a camera in. She can't really have any visitors. She cannot go outside. She's been out twice in the last 30 days. She has no internet. She, and I think rightly says, she feels like a prisoner.
After Wendy Williams was allegedly diagnosed with dementia, the industry quickly turned against her, labeling her as crazy and attempting to discredit every claim she had made about Hollywood's most powerful elites. For years, she was confined and treated as a mental health patient, her voice deliberately silenced. But recent court-ordered evaluations have now confirmed the shocking truth. Wendy never had dementia. The diagnosis was nothing more than a cover-up, a calculated excuse to keep her from speaking out.
Wendy's guardianship seemed to be extreme. I spoke to her several months ago, and she just sounds like the same Wendy. Yes, is she quirky? Sure. Is she eccentric? Sure. She always has been.
And now a new revelation. Her team says a new medical evaluation ordered by Wendy's court-appointed legal team finding she does not have frontotemporal dementia.
She does not have frontal lobar dementia. So that should be game, set, match.
Gene Deal, Sean Diddy Combs' former bodyguard, confirmed what many suspected. Diddy played a central role in blackballing Wendy Williams from the industry. He orchestrated a calculated smear campaign, effectively destroying her career, pressuring others in Hollywood not to work with her, and even ensuring she was misdiagnosed and institutionalized, all to silence her permanently.
What people don't understand about Puff is that he held the entertainment grip, especially for the people who was his former artists, in a chokehold. If you didn't do what he say do, if he didn't like you, you would never ever work for Bad Boy or anybody in the entertainment business again. He did it to Kirk Burroughs. You understand? He did it to Wendy Williams. He did it to a lot of people, bruh. So now her going back is just wanting to get food on her table, keep a roof over her head. Because nobody was probably telling her, yo, I can't work with you. I can't deal with you unless Puff say so. I'm not gonna work with you. I'm not gonna do anything, because they didn't want to make him mad because he had enough power in the business to stop.
Here's the pattern we keep seeing. The same playbook repeats itself over and over. Katt Williams warned anyone brave enough to speak out about Hollywood that the entire industry would come after them. And it wasn't just the entertainment world. When Katt began exposing elites for pedophilia and other sex crimes, he faced arrests, police harassment, and even attempts to take his children away. Speaking the truth, it seems, comes at an unimaginable cost in Hollywood.
Yo, man, Kay, you cool, man? How you doing tonight,
I'm cooler than a fan, man. They took my children from me.
Yeah, I mean,
how terrible is that?
I did want to ask, the cops, allegedly found some guns and...
Yeah, they always find guns. I never leave without my girlfriend. I'm on the middle of an interview, sir.
Sorry about it. Yo, they found guns and drugs. Now, that's what it was reported.
Sir, you can look at my paperwork. There was no drugs. Weed is not a drug.
Yeah. I mean, do you think that's safe for kids to be around guns and stuff like that? I mean, I'm just curious.
How do you keep this kid safe without guns? They were in a lockbox that the police broke.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm saying, if the police come in and raid my place and break into my gun boxes, you're gonna find guns. But these aren't. Well, I'm not in a gang. What difference does it make?
Now, you were actually stopped for this and let go. Because you have a license for it,
No,
right?
This is their 9th time coming to my house. The problem was this time they came to my office and took my kids from an office. Not from my house, from an office. So now when I can't have my kids at my office,
that's an issue.
I must be the most terrible black dude. Because here's the whole thing. You're gonna charge me with child endangerment? After I adopted 7 children and had them for 14 years in this state? Really? You coming after my kids now? Because it was already a witch hunt. Now you want my babies? Yeah.
These elites hold control over nearly everything in the industry, and challenging them comes with a steep price. Cross them and you could face arrests, frozen bank accounts, or a career completely destroyed. Even Jeffrey Epstein, who reportedly agreed to expose the powerful figures he worked with, was placed in one of the most secure federal prisons in the country. That alone shows just how far-reaching and ruthless this network really is.
Epstein was in prison, okay? I know a lot about it. I'm not just throwing that out there. Epstein was in prison.
Well, they put him with a cellmate that was kind of a crazy, like, former police officer, right?
Yeah, a former police officer killed a number of drug dealers. I'm not saying that guy did it, but I'm saying, well, I asked Bureau of Prisons because I learned all this stuff about it because I know Epstein's brother, Mark, well. And I never expected to go down this rabbit hole at all. The guy called me like a week after his brother was killed.
Mark did?
Yeah. And so, I was literally sitting in my backyard in Maine, and he called me, and I don't know how he got my cell. And it ended up this years-long thing. It's not interesting, and I won't bore you with it, but the bottom line is Jeff Epstein was in federal lockup in Manhattan in the secure unit. I think there were only 16 men on the unit, and I think only 14 there that night. I may have that slightly wrong, but it's very small, and it's the most secure federal lockup in the United States, and he got in it. So that raises all kinds of obvious questions, like who has the power to do that? So that's a big deal. And then the attorney general at the time helped cover it up. And I know him. And Bill Barr. So I say that, and he's like, oh, I'm going to sue you. And I said, go ahead and sue me. I hope you.
The very claims once dismissed as conspiracy theories are now emerging in official Epstein files. The truth is stark. Both Sean Diddy Combs and Jeffrey Epstein were part of this powerful network, actively supplying victims. Yet Epstein's client list and Diddy's disturbing tapes were never fully exposed. Court documents confirm that both were trafficking young women, but no high-profile names ever surfaced, and no major arrests were made. The big question remains: who were the people at the top that Epstein and Diddy were providing these victims to?
Everybody is a supplier. Epstein, Weinstein, like these guys knew what these extremists liked and provided it, and provided the way for you to to have $1 billion and not create a fantasy island type environment has not existed throughout history.
Right. I mean, if I was going to run some global power organization, I would try to co-opt every single leader, try to suck them in, offer support, bring them out to wherever I have my big ass meetings, fly everybody in private jets, talk about the climate crisis.
All organizations have to follow the same rules.
Yeah, that's wild.
Recruitment is an important facet of all.
We have to get some young global leaders.
Well, understand, this is the only reason that we can talk about these big Illuminati-like entities at this period of time. It's just because of time. Like, they aged out. Like, you can't get in new, so everybody got decrepit over there, and they can't exchange, really.
It's becoming clear that Epstein used coded language to communicate with his clients, and the files reveal disturbing references to abuse. In just 6 of the documents, investigators found over 52 instances that were largely dismissed for lack of evidence. Yet words like beef jerky, pizza, white whale, and grape soda appear in contexts that make no ordinary sense. Forensic experts later confirmed that these were almost certainly euphemisms for far darker criminal acts.
The base, the code words in the emails, literal emails of Epstein and Bill Gates, like these are known entities starting to talk about jerky. And then they're talking about the intestines of babies. They're talking about cream cheese. Like, I welcome anyone to prove me wrong, because I hoped to fucking hell this is not true. But when we mentioned jerky, that was the more elite meat is what I'm interpreting this as. There were emails from people, redacted names again, saying, hey, I have 68 pounds of jerky in my freezer. I'm not sure what to do with it. There were emails of, I need more jerky. I'm going to send it to the lab. When he knew they were coming after him, they knew they were going to come arrest him. He ordered 330 gallons of sulfuric acid, which is...
What?
Which is how you would dispose of herpes. And there are mentions, and now Congress is actually speaking about it. They did this week, spoke about Zora Ranch and how there's so many mentions of bury them in Zora Ranch, leave them in Zora Ranch. And now that's 7,000 acres of land that Jeffrey Epstein owns in New Mexico. And it's actively working right now. And then just to add to that, the chef that was making the jerky, that was sending recipes, that was on the island, was Francis Derby. Who's that? Francis Derby owns the restaurant Camp.
What?
Yes.
Wait, there's a restaurant called
Cooking.
Is it actual camp? No, it can't be. That'd be illegal. He'd be shut down.
But
Right.
is it so tongue-in-cheek? Did they think they were so fucking smart that they could go that far?
At the same time, the emails reveal that Hollywood elites and wealthy billionaires were frequent visitors to Epstein's Zorro Ranch in New Mexico. The case has reignited interest after chilling claims surfaced about the possible burial of 2 foreign girls on the sprawling 7,600-acre property. A document dated July 19th, 2019, just days after Epstein's arrest, details an FBI report, including a call from a retired New Mexico State police officer whose name has been redacted. According to the officer, numerous high-profile figures were regularly seen at the ranch, raising disturbing questions about what really happened there.
We're finally getting to look inside Jeffrey Epstein's Zorro Ranch in our state through some new photos. Epstein and his estate owned the Santa Fe County property until 2023. That's when former Texas State Senator Donald Huffines bought it. Now, these new photos of the property are from an insurance company, and they were taken when Epstein was still alive. I mean, you can see just how big the property is, multiple offices, cabins, barns, buildings. I mean, look at the large pool inside. Then you have a great room right there with that huge chandelier. At the time, there was also a fire truck, tanker, and trailer on the property, as well as a firehouse and storage facility. Meanwhile, there is a growing memorial on the property's outskirts paying tribute to Epstein's victims and survivors.
I can't imagine what they had to endure. I wanted everybody to know that New Mexico was strong and that we would represent these victims, living victims, survivors.
To grasp just how disturbing the activities at Epstein's Zorro Ranch were, emails reveal that on the very day of his indictment, Epstein ordered 330 gallons of sulfuric acid. One social media post captured the horror, noting, "A trap door to the sea, ordering 50 human teeth, 330 gallons of sulfuric acid, dental equipment, a dentist chair, code words like jerky for flesh." The details are both alarming and chilling. Epstein was a serial predator, and questions remain about how many missing persons may have been sent to his properties. Some experts even suggest the human teeth were purchased to test how long the sulfuric acid would take to dissolve them.
Here's one of the craziest ones. The day he was indicted in 2018, the very next day he ordered 330 gallons of sulfuric acid.
What?
Yes. He ordered 6 55-gallon drums of sulfuric acid to be delivered to the island. And so there's a lot of people online saying, oh, that was probably for his desalination plant. It's probably like a regular thing they need to order. So then someone else did a deep dive and said, no, this is the first time this was ever ordered.
I checked that again. I thought there was 2 other ones.
Oh, there was 2 other orders?
2017 and 2015.
Oh, so that guy was wrong.
It could have been the first one from that company, potentially.
Ah, that makes sense. So maybe it was for this desalination equipment. But also, that's a lot of sulfuric acid. You know, if I needed 5 gallons for my desalination equipment, but 239 gallons or whatever it is to burn, to get rid of bodies.
Kind of hard to think of any other use for acid, just in general. Right?
Immediately,
So
you think.
Immediately.
Yeah. The other orders, were they that large? Because here's the other thing. I mean, how long has it been killing people? How long have they been boiling bodies to get rid of them? I mean, if you do have, for lack of better words, let's call it a service where you allow rich people from foreign governments or whatever, you set it up. I can give you whatever you want.
Right.
Like what I want to do is
As we peel back the layers of Hollywood's dark side, another figure emerges who was labeled crazy for speaking the truth: Jim Carrey. Despite winning dozens of awards and earning multiple Golden Globe nominations, Carrey grew disillusioned with the industry. He began exposing Hollywood elites for what they really were, boldly calling the entire system meaningless and corrupt.
Is it true you're wandering the streets? You need a date to the party? What's up?
No. I'm doing just fine. I just, there's no meaning to any of this. So I wanted to find the most meaningless thing that I could come to and join, and here I am.
They're celebrating.
You got to admit it's completely meaningless.
Well, they say they're celebrating icons inside.
Celebrating
Do you believe
icons,
in
boy, that is just the absolute lowest aiming, possibility that we could come up with. It's like icons. Do you believe in icons? I don't believe in personalities. I don't believe that you exist, but there is a wonderful fragrance in the air.
You don't believe certain icons have the power to make change, to think differently, to be bold, to inspire others? Artistry, you're one of them.
On the good foot. Ha! Yeah. You shut it down now. Yeah, no, I don't believe in icons. I don't believe in personalities. I believe that peace lies beyond personality, beyond invention and disguise, beyond the red S that you wear on your chest that makes bullets bounce off. I believe that it's deeper than that. I believe we're a field of energy dancing for itself. And I don't care.
But Jim, you got really dressed up for the occasion. You look good.
No, I didn't.
Was that an accident?
I didn't get dressed up.
Who did?
There is no me.
There's no you.
No.
We're not here. This is a dream?
There's just things happening. And there are clusters of tetrahedrons moving around together.
Okay.
If you needed more proof that the billionaires aligned with Hollywood were compromised, consider this. Lex Wexner's own attorney was caught on a hot mic saying, "We will freaking kill you," if he answered a question. Many assumed Wexner was at the top of the chain, but this moment makes it clear he wasn't. There were even higher powers pulling the strings behind the scenes.
Good idea. We ought to have an inventory. Then there was I hired a lady to be like the house manager who had run the U.S. Embassy in Rome, and she said, "Yeah, I know how to do this." And I said, "Well, why don't we keep inventories of stuff?" And she said, "Well, yeah, I could do that." So she did that. That's kind of a puny example, but I wouldn't have had the idea. But then all the things were inventoried. That wasn't work for me or Jeffrey. It was just regularly done. Answer the question. 5 words, okay? Answer the question. Okay.
Wendy Williams is now fighting to break free from her conservatorship, claiming she is being held against her will. One social media post summed it up. Wendy Williams built an empire, and now she's trapped in a system that's failing her. Guardianship abuse is real, and no one deserves to be stripped of their freedom like this. Her struggle highlights just how far the industry will go to control those who dare to speak out.
So our recent events have been unbelievable. Talk about it.
We came back from dinner, and apparently police were called. But I was told that at some point police were called because the coterie here was saying allegedly that I took my aunt from this facility and whisked her away without any sort of confirmation or approval, which according to everything that we have learned in terms of this whole situation, wondering exactly how that correlates with the statements that the Guardian has made, that Wendy is able to come and go as she pleases,
right,
and that there are no family visits that are blocked.
Clearly, they are lying to me when they say I can go out and do what I want to do. This is my niece, Alex. She just flew in from Miami, okay? I just came from the hospital. So we are going out to celebrate. You know what I'm saying? Celebrate what? I don't know. I'm from the hospital. You know what I'm saying? And of life.
The real question is this. If voices like Wendy Williams were silenced for years, how many others were pushed aside before anyone even noticed? What is truly happening behind the scenes in Hollywood? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want more deep dives into stories like this, where we uncover the clips, documents, and claims that mainstream media rarely touches, let me know and I'll bring them to you.